The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Zektar's holographic display flickered to life, showing the hellish surface of Infernus 7. Molten rivers carved through obsidian plains, while geysers of superheated steam erupted from fissures in the crust. The atmospheric readings scrolled past in angry red numbers. Surface temperature averaging 847 degrees Celsius, crushing atmospheric pressure, and toxic sulfur compounds that could dissolve most known metals within hours. "This," Zektar announced, to the assembled delegates, his four eyes blinking in sequence, "is why we have classified Infernus 7 as a Class 2 extinction world. No known species can establish a permanent presence there. The planet consumes everything." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. The crystalline Vithrak chimed their consensus, while the gas-based ethereals pulsed with shared understanding. Even the hardy silicon-based rockborn, who thrived in conditions that would instantly vaporize most organic life, had deemed Infernus 7 uninhabitable after losing 3 survey teams to the planet's relentless hostility. That's when Captain Sarah Chen raised her hand. "Excuse me," she said, her voice cutting through the alien chatter. "Did you say no one has established a permanent presence there?" Zektar's eye stalks swiveled toward the human delegation. "That is correct, Captain Chen. Infernus 7 has claimed the lives of explorers from 47 different species over the past 3 centuries. It is a graveyard world." Sarah exchanged glances with her fellow humans. Commander Torres was trying not to smile while Dr. Patel was already pulling up something on his tablet. Sarah cleared her throat. "Well, about that." The holographic display shifted to show a new set of readings, ones that made several delegates gasp in their respective atmospheric mixtures. Where the Galactic Council's sensors showed only the familiar hellscape of Infernus 7, these new images revealed something impossible: structures. Not just shelters or temporary outposts, but permanent installations with gardens, recreational areas, and what appeared to be, was that a swimming pool? "I'd like to formally introduce you all to New Austin," Sarah announced. Population: 12,147 humans and growing, established 18 months ago. The chamber erupted in chaos. Zektar's display flickered as he frantically cross-referenced the coordinates. "This is impossible. Our latest survey was only 6 months ago. There was nothing there." "Oh, you probably missed us," Dr. Patel chimed in helpfully. "We tend to build underground initially. Easier to regulate temperature and pressure that way. Though I have to say, once you get used to it, the surface isn't that bad." "Not that bad?" The Vithrak delegate's harmonic screech could have shattered glass if any of the species present used such a primitive material. "The surface temperature exceeds the melting point of most metals." Commander Torres finally let his grin show. "Yeah, that was actually pretty convenient for our metallurgy operations. Free smelting, you know. Though we did have to get creative with the cookouts." The word didn't translate properly, causing a cascade of confused queries across the translation. Matrix. Sarah took pity on them. A cookout is a social gathering where humans prepare food outdoors, typically using controlled fire or heat. Commander Torres is referring to our community barbecue events. Dead silence fell over the chamber. "You barbecue on Infernus 7? Zektar's voice had taken on the hollow quality of someone whose worldview was actively crumbling. "Best ribs in the galaxy," Torres said proudly. "The natural sulfur in the atmosphere adds this smoky flavor you just can't replicate anywhere else. We've actually had to start taking reservations." Dr. Patel pulled up another image on the shared display. It showed humans in lightweight environmental suits gathered around what could generously be called a patio. They were laughing, drinking, from bottles that steamed in the heat, and tending to meat cooking over one of Infernus 7's natural lava flows that had been cleverly channeled and contained. The geothermal energy potential alone made it worth the initial investment, Dr. Patel explained. Unlimited power, natural heating, and the mineral extraction opportunities are extraordinary. Plus, the low property values were very attractive. A ethereal delegate pulsed a sickly yellow. But the toxic atmosphere, the crushing pressure, the heat that melts metal. "Oh, that," Sarah waved dismissively. "Humans are actually pretty adaptable. Our environmental suits only need minimal life support for short-term surface operations, and our underground habitats are quite comfortable. The pressure differential was tricky at first, but Dr. Martinez, she's our chief engineer, figured out this brilliant airlock system using the planet's own atmospheric pressure to help seal our entrances. And the heat? Zektar asked weakly. Great for the arthritis, an elderly voice called from the human delegation. Dr. Martinez, silver-haired and grinning, stood up. My joints haven't felt this good in decades. We're actually marketing it as a therapeutic destination now. The Rockborn delegate, whose species was among the most heat-tolerant in known space, spoke for the first time. We lost survey teams to thermal shock and equipment failure. How do you survive what we could not? Dr. Martinez shrugged. Different approaches, I guess. You folks tried to fight the planet. We just learned to work with it. Turns out if you design your equipment expecting everything to be on fire all the time, you can make it work pretty reliably. Plus, Torres added, humans have this thing where we tend to get stubborn when someone tells us something can't be done. The bigger the can't, the more interested we get. Sarah nodded. When the council classified Infernus 7 as uninhabitable, it became the most attractive real estate in our sector. Nothing motivates a human colony like being told a place is too dangerous to live there. The holographic display now showed time-lapse footage of New Austin's construction. Humans in environmental suits working methodically through conditions that should have killed them instantly, using the planet's own hostility as a tool. Lava flows became power sources and heating systems. Crushing atmospheric pressure was harnessed for pneumatic construction tools. The toxic atmosphere was filtered and processed into useful industrial compounds. We're actually thinking of opening a resort, Dr. Patel mentioned casually. Extreme environment tourism is becoming quite popular among humans. We're calling it Hell's Holiday Resort. The slogan is, "Come for the heat, stay for the barbecue." Zektar stared at the images of humans casually having lunch on the surface of a planet that had been the graveyard of entire expeditions. This changes everything. If humans can colonize Infernus 7... Oh, we're already looking at Frostbite 9, Sarah said helpfully. It's that planet with the liquid nitrogen storms and the gravity that crushes most ships. Someone said it was impossible to land there. The chamber fell silent again as the implications sank in. Every death world, every classified extinction planet, every corner of space deemed too dangerous for civilization. All of it suddenly looked like prime human real estate. Commander Torres raised his hand. So, anyone want to trade coordinates for uninhabitable worlds? We're particularly interested in anything with certain death in the official designation. We'll throw in some barbecue recipes. And that was how the humans accidentally conquered half the galaxy's most dangerous planets, one cookout at a time.